and welcome to Roanoke County Today. I'm Teresa Hall, Roanoke County's Public Information Director. We're here in the county's Emergency Communications Center, which handles thousands of 911 calls every month. The center is working toward national accreditation. We'll have more on their efforts coming up later in the show. Plus, a local business is expanding in Roanoke County. Hope you'll stay with us for those segments and much more. We're here in the Roanoke County Emergency Communications Center, also known as the 911 Center. The center is seeking national accreditation through the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies. And that's a lot to say, Elaine.
Yes, it is.
Elaine Carver is the county's Chief Information Officer and is joining us now to talk a bit about the center's attempts to gain national accreditation through the organization that I just mentioned, the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, also known as CALEA. Elaine, why is national accreditation important?
Well, national accreditation provides you the opportunity to review all of your policies and procedures, ensure that you are performing your job consistently. So to the citizen, that means no matter who answers the phone in an emergency, you're going to get consistent responses from them. They're always going to handle calls the same way. And it allows you to have more business-like administration of your operations center.
So it sounds like you take a really close, thorough look at the job you're doing and making sure that perhaps there are some best practices you could adopt with your organization.
Right. We have 218 standards that we have to comply with as a part of the accreditation process. So it does make you look at everything that you do, and it makes you evaluate yourself against other agencies who have already been accredited, and so that you all comply with the same kinds of standards.
Now, the police department is accredited currently.
Yes, they're going through reaccreditation. I believe maybe last week or so they've gone through that. And the process really consists of you do what they call a self-assessment when you're going for accreditation. So you look at all the things that you're doing, you document all your policies and your procedures, you measure them against the standards that CALEA sets, then you document all of those things. So we have 218 standards we have to comply with. So we have basically a folder for each of those, and we must have a proof in each of those folders that we in fact do something the way we say that we do it.
And this is the first time for accreditation for Roanoke County's Emergency Communications Center.
Yes, and we will have what they call an on-site, meaning there will be two people from the commission, from CALEA, to come in here on August the 22nd, and they will actually go through all of our files, and then they will interview all of our staff, and they will observe and make sure that you are in fact doing things the way that you say you're doing them.
And part of this process, the on-site assessment, includes opening up the opportunity for citizen input.
Yes, yes it does. Citizens can call on August the 24th between 2 and 4 o'clock, and the number, and I think we'll put it on the screen later, is 777-8523. They'll have 10 minutes where they'll be able to actually talk to a CALEA representative and be able to comment on how the 911 center handles calls.
Do you think this is a good process for the organization to go through?
I think it's an excellent process for the organization to go through. It makes you really take a look at and improve on the services that you're providing to the citizens. So I think it's an excellent process, and you have to go through this every 3 years. If you're accredited, then you have to, every 3 years you go through reaccreditation. But in the meantime, you have to report to the commission every year that you are in fact complying with all of the standards.
Tell us a little bit about the dispatch center. How many employees do we have, and 24-hour operation?
It's a 24/7 operation, 365 days a year. We have 35 people, and we answer approximately 50,000 911 calls annually, and we answer approximately 200,000 non-emergency calls annually.
In wrapping up, would you share one more time the date for the on-site assessment, or when folks can call in, and that phone number?
Sure. It's August the 24th between 2 and 4. You have 10 minutes to comment, and the number is 777-8523.
And there's also an opportunity to write in if you don't feel comfortable talking over the phone.
Yes, that's right.
And we'll provide that address on the screen for the folks that are watching. Well, Elaine, we appreciate you sharing this information with us, talking a little bit more about the accreditation process and about the job that our 911 dispatch center does.
Well, thanks for giving us the opportunity.
All right. And stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
Welcome back. I'm Dan O'Donnell, Assistant County Administrator, and I'm here with Anne Marie Green, the county's Director of General Services, and Ross Atherton with Train, and we're here discussing a project that we're pursuing called performance contracting, which will bring energy efficiency, cost savings, and environmental improvements to Roanoke County and our residents. Thanks for being here today.
Sure, thank you for having us.
Now, first, Anne Marie, could you tell us some of the history of Roanoke County's environmental efforts? We've done quite a few things in the past.
We have. The first thing that we did is we created a system of environmental management, which was part of the similar to the ISO 14001, which is an international standard of environmental accountability, where you come up with different programs and different protocols that you meet for your operations. So we did that, and then that was followed by the Board of Supervisors asking us to join an organization known as ICLEI, which is commonly called Local Governments for Sustainability. And that has a bunch of 5 actual milestones that you meet that goes towards reducing your carbon footprint of both your local government's operations and then the community as a whole.
Great. So we've done some things in the past.
We have.
Tell us about this particular project. What exactly is performance contracting?
Well, performance contracting is a win-win situation. You hire a company, and they come in and look at your buildings and make recommendations to you as to how you can make them more energy efficient and save money with your utilities. Then they tell you what you need to do, what type of equipment you need to replace, etc., to make that happen, and then the energy cost savings pay for that equipment. So you end up not spending money to do it and saving energy and money in the long run.
Great. Now, Ross, your company Train has been involved in performance contracting for quite a long time. Can you give us a little of the history of Train and some of the projects you've done?
Sure, Dan. We've been in this business for about 40 years in the Roanoke area, believe it or not. And Train is just a local group of experienced technical people who are dedicated to solving energy and operational issues for their customers, to help them have better business outcomes, or in your case, to save taxpayer dollars.
Right.
So some examples of things we've done here locally: we've worked with Carillion at their flagship hospital, helped them save over $100,000 in operating costs annually. We've worked with some of the local museums. With one, we helped them cut their energy bill by almost half.
Wow.
Year over year. And we've worked with schools all over this region in Virginia to help them improve their facilities by using guaranteed energy savings to pay for improvements. In one case, we actually helped somebody put air conditioning in a school that didn't have air conditioning, and it didn't cost them or their county anything. So
that's great.
Pretty neat story.
Now, in our particular project, how many buildings is Train surveying for us for potential improvements, and how long do you think it'll take to complete the whole project?
Sometime early this fall, we'll finish a comprehensive study of 25 county buildings. And while we're doing that, we're looking at ways to reduce your carbon footprint, make the buildings more energy efficient by implementing all sorts of cutting-edge technologies, on-site renewable energy such as wind, solar, biomass, highly efficient lighting systems, cutting-edge building automation systems. Once we've discovered all those opportunities, we'll begin implementing them right away. And the great thing about the performance contracting process is that the results and the savings are immediate. with no upfront cost or really any cost to the taxpayers.
Great. So it saves us money and improves the environment at the same time.
Absolutely.
That's great. Thanks for that information. Now, Anne Marie, part of this project, we've actually got some stimulus funds.
We do.
To help prime the pump, so to speak, for some of these improvements. Can you tell us about the grant?
Yes, Roanoke County is what's known as an entitlement community because we are the 10th largest county in the state of Virginia, and the top 10 counties get money automatically from the stimulus package. We are expecting to receive about, I believe it's $375,000, and we want to put $300,000 towards this. We'd like to use the other $75,000 to prime the pump for our committee group known as RC Clear, which is going to help us with the ICLEI part of it, the group of citizens, and they're going to reach out to the community and help come up with ideas for the community itself to reduce their carbon footprint.
A lot of education of what people can do to their own businesses and homes to help improve our local environment.
It is.
Okay, and the county is lately had quite an effort towards new capital projects being environmentally sensitive. Can you tell us some of the things we've done there?
I can. We have several new projects that are about to come online. One of them is a fire station in North County. One is our new fleet maintenance facility. Those will be the first two coming forward. The fleet maintenance facility will be LEED certified. The fire station has a lot of LEED type things that they've put into the project that will make it energy efficient. The Multi-Gen Center and then the new county library, the two other projects, the Multi-Gen Center will also be LEED certified, and the new county library will be using, again, as the fire station did, different components that will help it become energy efficient.
Great. Well, thanks for being here today. This is great information. I think the performance contract process sounds great. We're really looking forward to it.
Yes, we are.
Appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having
Dan.
us.
We'll be right back.
The odds of a child being struck by lightning? 1 in 600,000.
Okay, that's it. You're done. Let's go.
The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn the signs. Go to autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back. Roanoke County officials had an expansion announcement today at the Valley Gateway location in Roanoke County. With me today is Bill Elmore, President and Chief Operating Officer for Coca-Cola Bottling Company Consolidated, and also Robert Chambliss, Senior Vice President of Sales for Coca-Cola. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Now, today's announcement was very exciting for the Roanoke Valley because you have announced a very significant expansion. Can you tell us about that?
Well, sure. Really, it's about two things. It's about growth, and it's about opportunity, and really three things, and change. If you look at our business over the last 10 years, we've enjoyed nice growth, but there's been a lot of change, too. We now carry 6 times as many items as we did just 8-10 years ago. And the combination of having to carry that many more items and the amount of growth that we've seen over that period of time, the facility we were operating at really wasn't that old, but we were literally busting at the seams, and we needed to make a move, and we're very excited to be out here. Talked to a lot of folks here today that are real happy to have us, but nobody's happier than our employees, because this is really going to allow us to operate much more efficiently and effectively than we've been able to in our current location.
Now, Bill, this is your warehouse and logistics facility for Coke Bottling Company. You are also in Roanoke City, and this expansion was both in the city and the county, and collectively that expansion is about $9 million. And of course, with today's economy, you know, creating 10 new jobs is also a wonderful thing for the Roanoke Valley. But all total, how many employees does Coke have in the Roanoke Valley?
Well, in the Roanoke Valley here proper, we have about 350 employees, and across the state of Virginia, we have more than 550 employees. So we're a pretty significant employer in this area.
Well, we really appreciate that investment here in the Roanoke region, and certainly the job growth is important in this economy. Can you give us a little bit about the history of Coca-Cola and Coke Bottling Company, and how you came to the Roanoke Valley in the beginning?
Well, Coca-Cola as a company has been around for something like 125 years. It's been a bottling operation in Roanoke somewhere around 100 years. I can't tell you the exact amount of years, but real close to 100, maybe even a bit more than that. the company that was sort of the mother company of what we've become over time was first based in Greensboro, and it began doing business in 1904. And then over time we've grown and expanded and acquired other operations. I believe it was 1984 or 85 is when we bought a company called Roanoke that included the Roanoke area, so we've been operating this business since that time.
Now, Robert, there are a number of retail stores that you're serving out of this facility. Can you tell us about that, and what is your service territory?
Sure. Out of this facility, we will merchandise and deliver all of our grocery store business out of this facility, which basically represents about 45% of our total volume in this area. So we'll be servicing stores like Kroger and Walmart and all your local grocery stores you see in this area. Our territory service area out of here, we cover 11 counties out of this area in the Virginia area and Roanoke Valley. So we're very, very pleased to have this expansion. We've needed it for quite some time. We look forward to much, much more growth in the future.
Now, what is the volume of Coke product that's being distributed and bottled out of the Roanoke Valley?
Presently, we bottle and manufacture about 29 million cases out of this facility.
Wow, that's significant. Now, today's announcement also included a very exciting partnership with the Western Virginia Land Trust. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Being part of the community is a major part of being part of Coca-Cola. So it's a natural tie for us. So it was very important for us to help support something we believe in when it comes to sustainability and giving back, and also supporting natural resources. So we were very pleased to be part of that process.
Bill, can you tell us a little bit about how you came to choose the Western Virginia Land Trust for that donation?
Well, a couple things I'd say, just to sort of hitchhike on what Robert said, is on the one hand we're in the soft drink business, but I'd also say we're in the relationship build business. That's sort of been the history, and I think one of the things that makes Coca-Cola in all the communities across the country a very unique company, and that we like to get tied into the fabric of all the local communities in which we operate, and we look for any number of opportunities to give back and to support the local areas in which we do business. It's very important, and in the case of this particular aspect of support, when you think about the need for sustainability of water supply, given the fact that our product is essentially water-based, it's only a logical thing to do. And this is such a beautiful area, and I was talking to one of the folks that works there about all the trails they're putting in that are not too far away. It'd be kind of nice on lunch break or after the day. Some of our folks might even take advantage of all that, so we just feel really good about that and believe it's the right thing to do. Well,
the donation of a Toyota Prius is pretty significant, and I'm sure they'll use it wisely. Now, one last question for our viewers. Sometimes people get confused between the parent company, Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola Bottling Company Consolidated. Can you explain that difference for our viewers?
Yeah, real simply, we're a franchise bottler, and the Coca-Cola Company is the parent company. Think of it like McDonald's versus a local restaurant, same sort of notion. So we work very closely with them. We work very closely with our fellow bottlers, but they're sort of primarily in the brand ownership, marketing business, and we're in the make, sell, and deliver distribution business and local relationship building, and that would be, in simple terms, how I describe the difference.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for your investment in the Roanoke Valley, and we hope you continue to grow and expand here.
Thank you.
So do we.
Very much.
We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Clay Goodman, the Roanoke County Administrator, and here today with me is Elaine Carver, the Roanoke County Chief Information Officer, and also Chris Lawrence, who is the Vinton Town Manager. We're here today to talk about an ongoing project between the county and the town. And recently there was a special call meeting between the Board of Supervisors and the Town Council to discuss 911 operations. And here today we will ask Elaine and Chris to provide us an overview of this project. What is the project and what is the purpose of it?
Well, the project is a study on merging the 911 centers of Roanoke County and the town of Vinton. And the reason we undertook this is because we believe there are some benefits which could accrue to both the town and to the county if we do this.
And Chris, why was the town interested in proceeding with this project?
Well, I think the town's primarily interested in providing and maintaining a high level of service, and as we look forward in the upcoming years, how do we provide that? And one of the opportunities that was discussed was joining and looking into working with the county to providing an increase in services, and also the opportunity of possibly saving money in providing those services.
What is the current operations for the county and the town?
The county currently operates out of our location on Cove Road in our what we call our new public safety building. We have 35 people in the dispatch center over there. We handle approximately 50,000 emergency calls a year and 200,000 plus non-emergency calls a year.
The town, a little smaller but very similar in that we provide 24/7 dispatch for our police, fire, and rescue. We also provide dispatch for emergency call-outs for our public works department. And we have 8 employees that provide that coverage throughout the day, and have significantly less calls than the county does, but in the it's tens of thousands of phone calls.
Okay, thank you. What do y'all see as the benefit of the proposed merger?
I think there's several potential benefits. I think there is the benefit, certainly as Chris said, to possibly save some money, but more importantly than that, you're going to eliminate some duplication in services. You're going to reduce any delay in transfers of calls because we do get the EMD, which is emergency medical dispatch calls from the town, so you're going to reduce that delay or any other transfers of calls that might take place. You're going to have some better opportunity for training your dispatchers and keeping them up to date on the latest emergency response techniques and that sort of thing.
Chris, what do you see as some of the challenges of this proposed merger?
I think there are some challenges. We've done some very preliminary review with the police and the fire and the rescue and public works areas of operations, and what we've come up with is that there aren't any insurmountable challenges that we've identified, but we know that there certainly probably will be some in terms of just different procedures and how the two governments respond to different things. But it's something that I think through just working diligently on working together that we should be able to resolve any of those without a problem.
Okay. I think another thing that we might want to bring up is, even if we do actually succeed with this merger and we bring the dispatch centers together, the people who respond to those calls are going to be the town of Vinton Police Department or their fire or our fire to ours. So I think that's an important aspect to bring out to the citizens.
The one responding doesn't change.
Right.
Correct.
What is our next step in the timeline for this project?
What we've presented to the board and to council is kind of an early fall report back. We're currently working with subcommittees of staff to work on putting together a study and a report. So probably in the early October to mid-October timeframe, we'd have a study completed that really gets to the details of and the recommendations of how this would actually work. Then that report would be provided to the board of supervisors and to town council and to the public, really to evaluate and make an opinion of whether this is something that merits actually moving forward on, or possibly not.
Okay, well, great. And how can citizens in Vinton or Roanoke County obtain additional information regarding this proposed project?
Sure. Anybody who's interested in more information is welcome to call the town manager's office. Our phone number is 540-983-0607, and they can talk to myself or anybody in our office.
Thank you. And Elaine, how can Roanoke County residents obtain additional information?
If the Roanoke County residents want additional information, they can contact me at 540-777-8555.
Thank you. And we'll be back in just a few moments.
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Hello.
That's all for this month's edition of Roanoke County Today. Remember, for more information on Roanoke County events and programs, visit our website at roanokecountyva.gov. Hope to see you again next month.